Okay. Hi guys. Thank you for hopping on. So I just wanted to do this Zoom for you guys just to talk about like time management and how to work your business while being in school full time, while having another job, while having, I don't know if you guys have kids, like, whatever your schedule is like, this business can fit into it no matter what type of lifestyle that you have. So, just a little background on me. I joined in, oh my gosh, 2017. I was a junior in college at the time. I was 21. I had a major, a double minor, and a core concentration. So I had 18 credits per semester, which is a lot. And I also had a varsity sport that took up 25 hours of my week. So that was like a part time job in itself. And then on top of that, I was a tour guide while I was at school, which like literally did not pay me enough, which was one of the major reasons why I joined this business while I was in school because I wasn't making enough income to literally last me the entire semester. And then in the summers, I would work as a lifeguard, working, 40 to 50 hours a week in the sun. It was an outdoor pool. So I would literally like exhaust myself because I would be in the sun all day long. So I was always busy, whether I was in school or not, whether I had two jobs at the same time or one, like I was always so busy. So when I started, I actually joined during finals week. So I was very busy when I first started. But that whole summer, my first summer with It Works, I was working 50-hour weeks. I was exhausted. I was tired. I literally like just wanted to go home and go to bed because I was so dead. Literally. Like if you've never like been a lifeguard, you have no idea like what kind of work that we do. It's hard and it's exhausting and we have to literally watch people all day, and that may sound easy, but it is not. You have to deal with screaming people, whatever. I'm not even going to get into it. But all you need to know is that I literally worked 50-hour weeks and I was tired. I would work from 10 to 6 every single day of the week, basically. I only had 2 days off, but most of the time I would, go cover a shift to make extra money because that is literally what I did. I worked every shift that I could to get extra money, but that extra money and that extra shift never really did anything for me because I was always living paycheck to paycheck. So I joined this business because I was done being like that. I was done living paycheck to paycheck. I was done being broke all the time. I was done working so many hours a week where I didn't get to see my family. I didn't get to see my friends. I didn't even have the energy to do that because I was so tired. They came to a point where like my friends and my family, like they made plans without me. Like didn't even ask me because they knew I was going to be working. So I joined this business to literally just make an extra $100 a month for gas. And that's really all I wanted my first summer when I worked this business and being a lifeguard. So being a lifeguard, it has its perks. You do get a lot more breaks. Like I feel like other jobs, like you only have like one break for a 6-hour shift, and like I would have a break like every other hour or every other half hour because we had to because of the sun. So it was like a health thing for like lifeguards. So every single time that I was on break, and like if I had like it's always a half-hour break. So every time I was on a half-hour break, I would literally exit the building that I worked in or where the break room was because I had zero signal. My job did not have Wi-Fi. So I literally went outside of the building and I sat on a towel outside, even though I probably should have been inside, but I didn't have signal inside. So I sat outside on a towel and I worked. I worked my business. I would follow and I would message on my breaks or I would post. And that's literally like how simple it is to fit it into your day. So, the first half hour, I would message for a whole half hour, or I'll, on the next half hour, I'll follow. And then the next half hour break that I had, I would make a post. And at that time, it took me a really long time to make a caption because like I was still kind of getting used to it. I was brand new. I didn't really know what to talk about. And like, so it took me a longer time to like think about what I was going to talk about in my captions, what picture I was going to post, whatever. So, and I just kind of fit it in. And then I would do that throughout my day. And then I would go home, and I get home at like literally 6:15, like every day. And I would take a shower, I would eat. And then, if I had plans, I would literally like take my phone with me, because we take our phones everywhere. I would take my phone with me and like work like while I was out with my friends, because even if you guys go out with your friends, you're still always on your phone. So instead of scrolling on Facebook or scrolling on Instagram or swiping through all of the Snapchat stories, I worked my business. I followed, I messaged, I posted, and I followed up and repeat. That's literally all I did. And I fit it into my lifestyle and like my plans and like whatever I had going on that day. If I didn't have any plans, I would stay home, I would relax and just work from my phone. Like, you literally get paid to help people with these amazing products, and you get to help people change their financial situations along with yours in the process, all from social media. Like, hello, like how freaking cool is that? Like there's no other job that will pay you to do that. There's no other job that will pay you to be on your phone. You know what I mean? So I really just took full advantage of it, and I learned as much as I could. I said this earlier in our chats, but Zoom trainings when I first started, so important. I made time for those because, for anybody that's on this Zoom right now, good for you, because you're putting your business first and you're putting it as a priority in your life. And that shows me and your uplines and your fellow teammates that you're in this and you want to learn more about this and you want to be successful and you want to learn as much as you can. So you guys should be proud of yourselves for hopping on, and I'm proud of all of you. But like training streamer are so important. So that was another thing that I had to fit in, because it's important. Because in order to, go up in the ranks or learn how to train your team, or maybe you're struggling with like how to follow up, or maybe you're struggling with getting customers or getting distributors, we have Zoom trainings for those purposes, to teach you how to do all those things. So it's like, if you don't get on a Zoom, even though you know that you should, then you're just doing a disgrace to your business, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you have to show up to go up, and that's a saying that I say all the time, like you have to literally show up for yourself, for your business, and for your team. So like, for example, like I will always be on Zoom. I'm on at least 3 to 4 Zooms per week training, because even though I've been in this business for 2 years, I'm not perfect. I still have a lot of learning to do myself. So it's like, I'm always wanting to learn. I'm always wanting to know those extra tips and tricks that are working for people, and for them to share them with me and all of us, so like they can help us improve our businesses. So anyway, long tangent, but Zooms are so, so important. So that's something that you always want to incorporate. Like, guys, like I do not have plans on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. I don't. Because I always have Zooms. There's a Zoom every single Monday with Nay, who is our top leader. So like, our top leader is Cassie, and then underneath her is Nay, and we're under Nay's team. So Nay, she does a team training, every single Monday. And recently she's been doing trainings a lot for newbies. Anybody that's new within the business within like 1 to 3 months. I consider that very new if you've been in this business for that short amount of time. So she's been doing that because there's so many more people on our team now, because our team is expanding like so rapidly. So she's doing those trainings to help us. So she does those every single Monday at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday, we have our Zoom, the one I'm doing right now. And then on Wednesdays, we have Cassie Zoom. Cassie is the top number 2 income earner in all of It Works. It Works is global in 25 different countries. So she's number 2. She makes the most amount of money, number 2 person that makes the most amount of money. Oh my God, I can't talk, in the entire company. So like, if you don't show up on a Zoom with her, if you don't want to hear from her, you don't want to hear from her tips and her tricks, like, what are you doing? Like, like I always hop on her Zooms. So her Zooms are every single Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're always at 9, and they're always 45 minutes to an hour. They're not even that long. All you have to do is tune in and listen. Like, guys, people literally turn off their screen and just tune in and do laundry while they listen to it. For me personally, I have the attention span of a squirrel. So I have to sit down, watch it, literally look at it, and take notes because I won't remember anything if I don't do that. But everybody's different. Anyway, moral of the story is make time for that. And you can't tell me you don't have an hour out of your night to not expand your mind, to not give this business your all. You can't tell me you don't have 1 hour out of your night, and most of the times, like, who goes out on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night? You know what I mean? Like, most of the time people are home, like, doing whatever. So that's all I have to say about that. So we talked about doing this while having a full-time job. Another thing, like with having a full-time job, and this goes if you're in school full-time too. So like I said, it took me like a really long time to make captions just because like I really had to think about them when I first started. And that's totally normal. Like, that's literally so normal. It's not even funny. Like, now I can write a caption in 10 minutes, but before it would take me like 20, 25 minutes to kind of figure out what I wanted. And that honestly just improves with time. And the more that you post and the more that you make captions, the better you'll get at writing them and the faster you'll get at writing them. That's my advice on posting. So I would make my captions the night before. And Instagram, I don't think Facebook has it, but I know Instagram does. Instagram has this lovely feature called Save Draft. So like I'll type my entire caption, like literally in Instagram as if I'm going to post whatever picture I'm posting it with. But instead of clicking share, I click the back button and say Save Draft. And then the next day when I'm on my lunch break, but I have only 20 minutes before I get to my next class or before I go back to my work shift, I can just go in Instagram, click the little plus sign, add it, click the picture and the caption that I saved, and then it will pop up and everything I wrote will be right there, and I just press share and it's done and I post it. It takes 2 seconds. So it saved a lot of time for me by writing my captions the day before. I would always do them like right before I went to sleep. Because like I could take my time writing them. I wasn't in a rush. Like I got to edit my picture the way I wanted, whatever. So that saved me a ton of time, especially when I was in school, because I was like bang, 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 like all the time at school. So that was like a super duper helpful tip for me. And then another thing is like I stopped procrastinating, and I feel like procrastination, it just is the devil. It's the devil. Procrastination is the devil that leads you away from success, if you really think about it. So like, in this business, especially for, newbies and anyone learning or anything like that, like you'll say like, oh, I can follow later. But then the whole day goes by and you're like, wait, I didn't follow. Like anytime you catch yourself saying, oh, I'll do it later, you won't do it. You won't do it, because I say that to myself, or I did say that to myself all the time, and I didn't do it. So don't say that to yourself. Like, that's procrastination seeping in. And that's just like you being like, I don't want to do it right now. No, just literally do the 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. Like literally don't hesitate. Don't think about it. Just literally do it. You literally count out loud, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you do whatever you got to do in that split second. That rule is like essential to my life. And yeah, so procrastination is the devil. Don't do it. No matter how busy your schedule is, guys. It's just like doing homework. You wouldn't procrastinate a 20-page research paper until the day before, right? Because then you won't get a good grade. You'll write it crappy, and then you just do it to get it done, So this business is no different. Like, you just have to do it like when you catch yourself like, oh, I'm going to do it later. No, don't do that. And then another thing is, following and messaging is something that you really have to get into the habit of doing in order to get used to it, in order to really see success with this business. And, you know, for me, like, I'll be real, I had a really slow start, but it was because I wasn't consistent. It was because I didn't work. It was because I didn't hop on trainings. I had a really slow start because I didn't do anything. Literally didn't do anything. So, you know, really take what I'm saying right now and learn from it, and don't do what I did. Like, don't procrastinate. Don't like not hop on trainings. Like, don't, you know, not work your business every day, because I did that for 6 months. And guess what? I got nothing. Nothing. This business only works if you do. Is the only way that this works. The only way that it won't work for you is if you don't work, you quit, or you give up. End of story. So it's just like, you know, you just have to work. You just have to do it. So take it from someone that literally wasted her first 6 months of literally not doing anything besides that first summer. Like, for the first, like it took me a little bit to get used to it, but because I really had to learn, and I really had to form a schedule and like be consistent with it, because my why mattered to me. Never forget why you joined. We all joined for different reasons. We all started for something different. For me, I just wanted an extra $100 to $200 to pay for my gas. That is all that I wanted. And I always like had that in the forefront of my mind when I first started. So it's like, when you are lazy and like you want to procrastinate and you don't want to work, don't forget your why. Because my other jobs weren't going to pay for my gas. They weren't. And this business I knew could if I worked it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, never, ever, ever forget your why. And always like have your goals in front of you. Let's see. When it comes to following and messaging, you really just have to honestly get it down to a schedule. For me, I do them at the same time. So like, I will, you know, the first, like when I was in school, I remember, or before I went to work, I would wake up an hour earlier. I would answer all my DMs. I would answer all my text messages first. And then I would accept all of my follow requests, because all my accounts are private. I would accept all my follow requests, and I would message 10 people right then and there. I would message 10 new people. And then as soon as I messaged 10 new people, I would go follow 100 new people. So I usually follow my followers. So I'll click on like a picture that I recently just posted, and I'll go to, you know, all the likers that liked my picture. I'll click on a girl, like any random girl, and if she's in college and I like her page, and you know, her first few photos have like over 150 to 200 likes, I'll click on her likers of that picture, and then I'll follow 100 girls that liked that picture. And then it just kind of like expands from there. And if you really think about it, you know, when you send a text message to someone, how long does it take you to type a text message and send it? Tops 20 seconds, 30 seconds, not even. So when you're messaging 10 people, it takes you less than 5 minutes. Literally, less than 5 minutes. And then when you're following is even quicker. You just go follow, and then until you reach the number that you're following for that hour. And that takes 2 minutes. So literally total between messaging 10 people and following right after that, it's 7 minutes. 7 minutes out of every hour. And like, people like overthink messaging, and people overthink following that, like, oh, I don't have time. Yeah, you do, because you bring your phone everywhere you go. Like, you're always on your phone. Like, even when you think that you're not on your phone, you're on your phone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we always have our phone. Like, if you have a job where like you can't touch your phone, I understand that. That's fine. If you have a 4-hour, 5-hour, however long shift you have, that's okay. Literally, that's fine. I understand that you can't follow every hour on the hour if you have that type of job, but you do get a bathroom break. So you take the phone, you go to the bathroom, and you follow and you message, because you know what? I'm pretty sure a bathroom break can last 7 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you can't make excuses that you can't message. You can't make excuses that you can't follow, because I'm not going to believe you. I'm not going to believe that you don't have time, because you do. I'm telling you that you do. So when you're, on that hour mark and you're like, oh, I got a message again, just do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. And then after you do the messaging, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, follow. It's just like, and if you keep doing it every hour or every other hour, you'll form that habit. And then you'll be like, oh, time to message. I got to go do it. And then you'll do it. It's just, you just have to keep being consistent and just keep doing it every single day. And honestly, like, there's a huge statistic that says it takes 30 days to form a habit. It really does. And like, it also takes 30 days to unform a habit, like to break a habit, So like, if you're, watching Netflix every night for however many hours, you can break that habit by messaging and following instead. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so important to follow and message, because that's how you're going to expand your team, expand your network, expand your following, so more people can see your posts and your journey every single day. So you're probably thinking like, okay, well, how do I do this in school? Well, I'll tell you. So you wake up an hour early, you message and you follow. You go to class. You get out of class, message and follow, because all classes are like an hour and 20 minutes, whatever. You get out of class, message and you follow. Or you message and you follow as you're walking to your next class. I did that every day. Every day, that's what I had to do. And then, say you have classes like back to back. Doesn't matter. You still have to walk to class, and you're on your phone looking at something anyway while you're walking to class. So you might as well message and follow. You know what I mean? So then after you get out of class, maybe you have a lunch break. You go right to lunch. You get your food. You sit down before you eat anything. You message and you follow. And then you have the food be your reward. That's literally how I looked at it, like when I was in school, because I made sure to make my business a priority. And because I did that, and because I worked, and because I fit this business into my schedule every day, even with having so much going on school, I promoted to Ruby while I was in school. Amanda and I actually promoted to Ruby on the same exact day, and she was also in school full time. So this is possible while you're in school, but it's also possible when you're not in school and you have a full-time job. Other things I would do, if I went to class and the professor was late, or like they didn't come in like on time, I'd be following, I'd be messaging or making a post. I don't know, and that's just what I did. I just made it work. If it's important to you, if your why is super duper important to you, you will make this work, and you will make time for it because it is important to you and it's a priority. And then another thing is, like, we all take homework breaks. Like, I'd be doing homework for hours. I had like a major, a double minor, and a core concentration. I did homework every single day, hours, pulled all-nighters, but it's just like, even if you have homework for 2 hours, you still take a homework break. Everybody does it. And what do we do when we do a homework break? We're on our phones. We go on our phone because it's stress relieving or something. I don't know. It's just what we do. So instead of like scrolling on Instagram and scrolling on Facebook and being nosy in everyone else's life, I worked my business. I followed and I messaged, or I posted on my story. Stories weren't really a thing like a year and a half ago, so I didn't have to worry about that. But like, posting on your story is so simple, so easy. You just literally upload it and then you press share and it's done. So it's like, homework breaks, don't tell me like, oh, I have homework. No, honey, you take a freaking homework break and you will work your business, because why would you scroll on social media for free? Like, why would you do that? You could follow and message, you could pay to do it, basically, because you never know when you're messaging people and they give you their number because they're interested in like what you have to offer. They can order right on the spot while you're doing homework. Hello. Like, so, and then like when I'd be done with my day, I would go back to my apartment and I would shower and I would make dinner. I would like maybe even post about me making dinner while I was in school. I would do that. And then like while I was eating dinner, I'd be messaging and following, because like I kind of ate dinner by myself. Like my roommates weren't really around, or I had dinner at abnormal hours of the night. AKA like 10 p.m. And then like always, all the time, guys, whether you have a full-time job or you're in school or whatever, when you're in bed, you're scrolling your phone until you fall asleep. Every time, every day, every night. You can't tell me that you don't because I know all you do it. So like, instead of, again, scrolling on Instagram or scrolling on Facebook or scrolling through Facebook stories or even watching Netflix, I would be making stories for the next day, or I'd be making my post and writing my caption for the next day, or I would be messaging and following. I would do that until I went to sleep. I still do that until I go to sleep, And like, do I scroll? Yes. I'm a human being. I'm a millennial. I scroll. Everybody does it. It's okay to scroll for like 15 minutes. It's not okay to scroll for 5 hours. You know what I mean? And like, scrolling, another thing is like, if you're going to scroll, or if you catch yourself scrolling, interact. Like people's pictures, comment on stuff. I always like comment on things that I like. So if I like someone's tattoo, I'll literally say that. Or if I like see an article that someone posted on on Facebook, I'll comment and be like, wow, this was so cool. Thanks for sharing. Or, if someone, I don't know, posts a funny GIF, I will literally like, do the emoji reaction thing on Facebook, and I'd laugh at it and be like, ha ha ha, so funny. Like, just stupid stuff. Like, literally, that's literally what I would do. And that's interacting. So if you are literally going to scroll and you catch yourself doing it, time yourself. I always do it 15 minutes. I never go over that. So I'll scroll for 15 minutes and I'll like interact, because if you're liking and you're commenting, that's actually going to boost your Instagram and your Facebook algorithm. So more people are seeing your posts. That may not make any sense, but like, the more you talk to people, the more you interact, the more you comment on people's posts, the more that they're going to see your stuff because you commented, you enforced the relationship, or a social media relationship, if that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, another thing, besides Zooms, self-development. That's a big thing. Self-development, my first, I want to say, year in the business, I did not believe in it. I did not know what it was. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was witchcraft. Everyone told me to do it, but I didn't. And to this day, I wish that I did. I wish I knew about self-development when I first started, and I didn't. So for anyone that's new, or maybe you've been in the business for a while, but you've never really self-developed, you need to do it. And I'm going to tell you why. Self-development, if you don't know what it is, it's basically when you put on an audiobook to boost your confidence, or boost your positivity, or maybe you put on a book or an Audible audio, whatever, about, making goals and reaching those goals and how to work towards them. And there's tons. When I say tons, I mean like millions of videos on YouTube for self-development that are free. So, if you struggle with confidence, literally YouTube a video, how to be more confident. Tons of videos will pop up. How to deal with anxiety. Tons of videos will pop up. How to grow my business. Tons of videos will pop up. And even like, if you want to know more about network marketing, I highly, 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 highly suggest listening to anything from Rachel Hollis and Gary Vaynerchuk, or Gary V, they call him for short, because I literally can't say his last name. Literally, if you just like YouTube those people, so many videos pop up. And I swear to God, guys, when you listen to what they have to say, you realize things that you never realized before. You learn things about yourself. You learn how to be a better leader. You learn more about network marketing in this business. Maybe you're learning to overcome something in your life that's been a struggle for you for a long time. Self-development can help you do that. So it's like, always self-develop. So, and you're probably thinking like, well, if I'm messaging and following, going to school, having a full-time job, when can I self-develop? Girl, listen to it while you're walking to class. Listen to it when you first wake up in the morning. Put headphones in. listen to it in the shower. That's what I do. I take around 15, 20-minute showers, I would say. And that's a good amount of time to self-develop and listen to like a video or something like that. So just put it on and I just hop in the shower. Or, you know, what I've been recently doing is like waking up every single morning and just like, I have AirPods. It's a blessing in disguise if you guys don't have them. And I just put my AirPods in, and like my mom knows, like if I have my AirPods in, like do not disturb me because I am listening to something, whether it's a jam, like a song to pump me up, or it's self-development. That's like, my mom literally doesn't talk to me. So I do that every morning because like the first thing you want to do when you wake up every single morning, no matter what kind of day you're going to have, no matter what kind of schedule you got going on, you want to start it on a good note. You always do. And you have to put yourself first every single day. And that's what you have to do first thing when you wake up in the morning. So that's what I do. That's what I've been doing lately. So yeah. Oh, and if you guys love Netflix, there's 2 videos on Netflix that you can watch that are self-development. One is called The Secret. Okay, The Secret, it sounds a little creepy and like kind of weird, but like I promise you, like the messages in it and like what it talks about, so important. So important. Literally get through the first 10 minutes and you'll be fine. The Secret is something that I watched every single day the month that Amanda and I went Ruby, and I didn't stop listening to it. I listened to and I watched it every single day. And I promoted. And it's because like I was in a positive attitude. I was working my business no matter how busy I was in school. And I just did it. And the other video that you can watch is I'm Not Your Guru by Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is one of my all-time favorite self-development people. And his energy is like so contagious, and like that movie actually makes you cry within like the first, I don't know, 30 seconds. So good. So inspiring and whatever. So it's so important to like watch those if you really like Netflix. So, yeah, I think that's really honestly all that I have for like time management, how to do this while working full-time job or, you know, around school or whatever. Does anybody have any questions? Wait a minute. I'm going to stop the recording if nobody has a question. There's a book, an audiobook called Atomic Habits that helps explain habits, making them, breaking them, and keeping track. I would check it out. Cool. Thanks, Amanda, for the recommendation. I'm going to check that out. I make food a reward every lunch break at work. Yes, I literally do that all the time. All right. So if no one has any questions, I'm going to end this recording. Thank you guys so much for hopping on.